to be able to come home and follow it up strongly at home like you did tonight?
I think it's important from the standpoint that we're carrying it over. We're carrying over the things that we're doing in practice, and we're carrying over. You saw tonight a carryover, a little bit of confidence by some guys, the team play, some of the effort plays that we're going to need to continue to do well. So from that standpoint, I think it's important. I think the atmosphere was good. We had a good, the fan base was great tonight, and the guys put it out there. It was a lot of fun to watch them play, but on both ends, honestly, on the defensive end and on the offensive end, and put together, pretty close to a 40-minute effort.
Guys talked about feeling a little bit more like a team of late. They felt like they're feeling more together. I want to know if you've seen that, and if so, what can you guys do to ensure that continues?
Well, you definitely sense it. Things work themselves out in terms of chemistry, in terms of guys getting used to playing with each other. Sometimes the adversity part of it, dealing with adversity as a group for the first time, some of that stuff could be in play, but they're really pulling for each other and working hard, and they have been for a while. It's just really good to see some results that they can build on, that hopefully can carry over to the next game, and that's what we talk about. That's the focal point. Once again, this is now 2 games, and we got one ahead of us that's important. So we'll get a little bit of rest. We'll get preparing for this road trip. Try to go out and take on a much improved Florida International team.
Serge, with his 4th double-double, I think, in 5 games. Obviously, he's picked it up for the last 5, but when we asked him about it, he really said he didn't care, I guess, more or less. It was more of a team type of thing. First, how big has he been over the last 5, and how nice is it to hear him say that those stats to him really don't matter anymore?
I think that's a sign of maturity in itself. I think he's been really trying to do a good job of being locked in the last 3 weeks or so, and he's played his best basketball by far of the year. As you're a senior and you're going on, you really want to do good things as a senior. There's no question that all of our seniors are stepping up, and I can go right down the line with each guy in their play. And then some other guys, some veterans, are stepping up. I think that's important. The teamwork is going to get it done for us. No question about it. That's if we have plans of continuing a streak or making any kind of run or playing our best basketball, it's going to be because of the teamwork. And the seniors are leading the way, but some other guys are stepping up. Jamal was terrific tonight. I mean, outstanding. Best I've seen him since I've known him. And it's good to see him confident. It's good to see him making plays. I mean, he's a couple plays away from potentially a triple-double, which is really incredible. So we'll continue to build. Getting better. Still got a long way to go. It's still early in the season, and we still have to continue to show we can do it time after time, whether it's on home or on the road.
Do you see Jamal as a guy who can assume the role of kind of being the floor general for this team? I know right now he's not starting, but I also know you guys don't care about that. So.
Well, I think so. He's coming into his own. He is like 28. He's like the oldest sophomore ever in the history of college basketball. We bust him up about that a lot, but Khalil is maturing as well on the job. He's a 2-guard that's playing point. He's making better decisions, and Jamal gives us great energy coming off the bench. He gives us a running game more, and he's continuing to get better defensively. So. Two different guys. One stretches the defense more, one gets in the lane more and makes plays for other guys. And that's what we've really asked Jamal to do, really get other guys involved. And tonight he finished well at the rim. Went to the rim quickly, made good decisions, and played an excellent floor game. So it's got to be a 1-2 punch. Caden's going to have to play some point. I don't know what Mike Gabbard's status is right now, but he went down hard. And, if he's out right now, it's very unfortunate for him because he was doing good things, but we have to absorb that hit by other guys playing more minutes.
You guys go ahead, Nate. Sorry. Go ahead.
Back to Serge, you're fair or not, important or not, he was picked as this league's player of the year going into the season. You guys, I don't know, the last 5 games, is he starting to play like it?
I think so. You know, I think he's playing to his potential. I wouldn't say he's playing to the Player of the Year. I got no idea. I really don't have an idea who's doing what in the conference other than the next scout. Obviously, we've played some guys, so I know who's playing well. But to say that, I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what, he is playing to what he can do. He's limiting his mental mistakes on the offensive end. He's playing harder defense. And that's all I've asked him to do. Just lock into what we're asking him to do. Try to eliminate the stuff that is getting us beat, quite honestly, early in the year. Not just him, everybody. Bad shot selection, bad decisions on the offensive end, not enough sense of urgency on the defensive end. You're seeing a change in him, but you're also seeing a change in a lot of guys. A lot of guys are picking it up and stepping up, and that's big. That's how we're going to get this done.
What's the next step for you guys? I mean, you've won 2 in a row, but I know it's not where you want to stop. Where do you have to go to really string some out?
Just improve this week. You know, we've won 2 games, and that's great, but we've got to stay focused on getting better. We've got to get focused on our deficiencies at times. We've got to get focused on guys playing longer minutes. Who else is going to step up off the bench? We had a couple freshmen jump in and do some good things. Tang came in, did some good things. We're continuing to get good bench play, even in a short time. If it's 2 minutes, it's got to be 2 minutes effectively. You can't lose the lead. You got to hold the line. Those are all things we're going to talk about. You know, conditioning ourselves. Our zone defense has got to continue to get better. Continue to make great decisions, and work on as a unit on the offensive end. And you know, just stay hungry. That's the biggest thing. We're you know, well under 500 right now. We're going to continue. If we're going to win and get ourselves back where we really want to be, we got to do it on the road. And we got an opportunity on Thursday to do that.
You guys got 4,000 in here tonight. You got a pretty good roar from them after the game. How nice did they feel?
Oh, I thought it was great before the game. You know, I noticed it. I noticed the size of the crowd before the game, and I think it says a lot about our fan base. And I think you know, that's one of the reasons that makes this place so great. Our players appreciate it. I know the fans appreciate when you have hustle plays and when you're looking like a team, and I think that's all they've ever wanted, you know, to be honest. And the guys are doing that. They're stepping up and they're doing that. That's why they're continuing to. That's why the fans will continue to come back, and we got to give them something to get excited about. Early in the game, I said, let's give this fan base something to get excited about and really get them going early in the game. But you know, it was very impressive, the showing tonight. I was excited.
You mentioned some deficiencies. Can you elaborate on a couple of the deficiencies that you would be wanting to work on?
Well, you know, communication I think is always big, especially on the defensive end. I think there's going to be opportunities all the time, whether it's transition defense, whether it's ball screen defense, whether it's, you know, a team like tonight, a lot of handoffs, a lot of opportunities where there really has to be good communication to defend that kind of offense. We could always get better on that end. On the offensive end, you know, probably getting into gaps, our guards understanding that they can't play from 28 feet against zone. They got to get into gaps. They got to pull and kick for each other. Our post players have gotten a lot more active, if you've noticed, the last 2 weeks, and we're really hurting people inside. We can always make jumps in that area. You know, guys getting hungry about wanting the ball inside, working the baseline, different stuff that we're asking them to do on the offensive end. We can definitely get better at. So, you know, and each player working on their individual game, you know, working on their skill development, you know, footwork. Khalil's been working really hard at shot selection and getting reps up from the three-point line. He's shooting the ball better. Jamal's taking less perimeter shots, but he's creating for others. That's all individual stuff that guys are working on behind the scenes to try to become a better player on the court.
We've seen some real good lobs and some points made off of them, but do you ever kind of cringe sometimes and think, oh, this is risky? How do you feel about the freedom of doing all of those type of things?
The ones that don't work, I cringe. You know, it's not so much the lob. It's probably the timing at times. You know, sometimes we'll come down and the whole zone's set up, and if we try to throw a lob then, it's not a smart play. It's not a smart play. Or where you threw it from. I think Khalil threw one in the He threw one in the first half that was from like half court. You know, could have taken another dribble down, made a lot higher percentage pass. You know, but when the guys are playing well on the defensive end, that's when I do want them to be aggressive on the offensive end and maybe take a chance and try to make a play that gets the crowd going. When we're playing not so well on the defensive end, and then you got to have a high percentage offensive possession, that's when you don't want them taking chances. So tonight I didn't have a problem with many of the plays. You know, just that one from half court, and if he threw a better pass, I wouldn't have been upset with that. So that's how I feel about that.
Anything else for Coach McDonald?